There we go. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. It's Cutler here in the Let's Talk to Cutler broadcast. It's already November. You all, we're in November, and we have just a few more weeks to go before Thanksgiving, and then a few more weeks to go before Christmas, and then a few more weeks before the New Year. And before you know it, we'll be in 2022. Hey, listen, if you're just riding and passing by my channel for the very first time, do me a favor, stop. Give me only 1,800 seconds. How many seconds do I need, you all? Just 1,800 seconds. That's all I need. This channel is about inspiration, it's about motivation, it's about trying to show up a little bit better tomorrow than we did today. So what we're doing, we're just taking our time, we're doing some introspection, taking a look at what the day's events held for us. It doesn't mean that today was a wash. It doesn't mean today was a flop. It means we're just taking some time and we're being intentional about doing an inventory of the day. All right. And you all know how we do this. Out of these 1,800 seconds, we take some quotes, we look at the quotes, we unfold them, and we see how can they pertain, how can they apply to our lives today. And not all of them necessarily apply every single day, right? But guess what? We're riding along this highway of life. And as we're riding along this highway of life, we're reading the billboards, we're reading the signs, and we're seeing what can I take along the highway today that's going to make me a little bit better tomorrow. Let me tell you all this. You all know how I usually start. I usually start with a quote or something that just sort of gets you started, just a little brain teaser or something. I want to ask you all this tonight. This is basically the question. What do you believe about yourself? That's what I want to talk about this evening. What do you believe about yourself? Because what you believe about yourself is going to determine what you do to make sure that what you believe comes true. What you believe will determine what you do to make sure that what you believe will come true. I know it sounds like a brain teaser, but I promise you I'm going to unpack that thing and we're going to talk about it as soon as I come right back. Meanwhile, tell somebody, come on, you all, let's talk to Cutler. I promise you I'll be right back, okay?
Let's talk to Cutler. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk to Cutler.
All right. Thank you all so much. Listen, it looks like so many of you all are already in the chat, ready to talk, ready to just get this conversation underway. So let me just go ahead and shout out the LTTC VIPs. The LTTC VIPs are the top 3 people who just jump into the chat room first each night. And let me see who was first tonight. Let me just do some shout outs for Lady. Audrey says, hi, Gregory. And she says really hi to me, which means she's saying hi to everybody else. T. Cutler says, good evening, all. Let's ride. And Mick Diner says, hi, all. Listen, I'm so thankful to see all of you. Do me a favor. If you haven't done so already, do a thumbs up on the conversation because it encourages my heart. It says to YouTube, hey, the guy's not talking so much bad stuff over there. We kind of like what he's talking about. But again, it does encourage me. And if you're just riding along, if you're passing along for the first time, do me a favor. Please stop and subscribe. And once you subscribe, click on the notification bell. It lets you know whenever I've gone live, whenever I've uploaded new content. I'm so thankful for those of you who show up along this ride with me every Tuesday and Thursday. I promise you, I try not to waste your time. I'm thankful because whether you allow me to come into your living room, your dining room, or your jogging trail, your riding trail, wherever you are, your kitchen, your wherever it is that you may have allowed me to come, I promise you that I am so humbled by that. And I thank you so very much. As we often do, on Tuesdays, we'll read the quotes from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday from this book. And on Thursdays, we will read the quote from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The quote for Saturday is yours. Take it, do what you want to do with it. But there's a quote for every single day. If you get that Saturday quote, use it to start a conversation as a part of your meditation, whatever. Just make sure that you read it. And you don't need this book to join the conversation. It helps because there's something for you. You know, you get a precursor of what we're going to talk about, possibly. All right. So I want to talk about what do you believe? What do you believe about yourself? And I'm going to base it on the quote. I'm going to look at the quote for October 31st, and then let's see, maybe we'll get to the November 1st and November 2nd quote. But I want to start with this October 31st quote, which says, we are victorious, not because of our behavior, but because of our belief. We are victorious, not because you all of our behavior, but because of our belief. And I want to unpack that and tell you what was sort of in the back of my mind, what I'm thinking that may pertain or that may apply to what we're dealing with this evening as I think about, what do you believe about yourself? You often hear me say that we become better when we believe that better is possible. And I believe that with my whole heart. And the reason I believe it, you all, is because I recognize that sometimes getting to the point of belief, just getting to the point of belief, Ray Della Gwynn, and it's good to see y'all, Tracy and Linda, it's good to see y'all. Just getting to the point of belief, sometimes that's the journey. Sometimes getting to the point of having the faith and having the hope in and of itself is an obstacle course. So if we can just get people to sometimes just believe, that is a journey that we come along. Sometimes we don't believe because we've been discouraged. Sometimes we don't believe because we've been distracted. Sometimes we don't believe because we've been broken and we've been scarred. And when I talk about believe, I'm talking about believing in ourselves. Sometimes we don't believe in anything, anybody, or ourselves, especially ourselves, because of all those things, distracted, discouraged, and broken. But may I remind us all this evening that victory and success and conquest, they all begin in our heart and in our mind. The notion that better can happen, it begins in our heart and in our mind. I know we're sometimes quick to say, that things like faith without works is dead, and you've got to do something, if you got to make this happen. But you all, when I'm dealing with people who don't believe, people who don't believe in themselves, and people who don't have faith in anything or anybody, just getting them to believe is a sign of victory all by itself. I can go there and say that because I can look back at my journey. Just getting to the point of believing is a victory in and all of itself. That's why I spend so much time over these past couple of months with Word Guard, making sure that we speak I am statements and make sure that we speak positive I am statements that bring positivity into our lives and the lives of people who are connected to us. That is important to me. I am something positive. They are something positive. My life is filled with something positive. I make sure that we do that, you all. Because when we do that, that says that we believe in something. That's why I spend time talking about self-help and self-validation. You all, I know I went off last week about self-validation. Those things are important to me. That's why I spend time not letting people talk about our children any kind of way. That's why I spend time guarding what I see, what I hear, and what I say. Because what I see, what I hear, what I say, all those things are based on what I believe. And I dare say I can speak for myself, but many of us probably come from experiences. We probably come from all kinds of experiences where it wasn't, where it was easy for us, where it was easy for us to believe what we can't be, what we can't do, what we can't have, where we can't go, what we can't achieve, what we can't obtain. Many of us come from those kinds of experiences where it was easy to believe that kind of stuff, where we won't go, what we won't ever have. We've already accepted by the time we've gotten to a certain age, some of us have already accepted. We won't drive some cars. We won't build certain homes. We won't ever enjoy certain vacations. But I'm here this evening, you all, and my mission this evening is to annihilate all of the belief blockers. That is my goal this evening, to annihilate, to obliterate all of the belief blockers. Because for some of us, our journey entails all of those things that block our ability to believe what we could have, block our abilities to believe what we could do, block our abilities to believe what we could obtain and attain and achieve. This evening, all I want to do is to declare our belief. I believe I can be better. Auntie, good to see you, my friend. I want us to simply believe in belief, you all. I want us to trust in trust. I want us to have faith in faith. I want us to hope in hope. Because if I can get us to the threshold of looking, if I can get us to the threshold of looking and expecting, then that means we're open to possibilities. And we're open to all kinds of possibilities. We're open to the possibility of, guess what? We're open to the possibility of painting on an empty canvas where no color, no line, no shape, and no design is restricted. If I can get us to the point of believing, get us to the threshold, we'll look for success even without knowing what success looks like. We'll dream of victory even without knowing what victory smells like. We will expect hope. And we'll hope for better without knowing what better even feels like. If we can just get to the threshold of believing. And for everyone who distracted you, everyone who discouraged you, everyone who tried to detour you from believing in you, you all know I never try to come to this platform without some offering. So my offering for all of those people who distracted you from believing in you, who discouraged you from believing in you, who detoured you from believing in you, and sometimes who tried to break and scar you to the point where you didn't believe in you, I have an offering for you. I offer you the power of forgiveness. But just not forgiveness alone. Just not. I'm giving you 2 for 1, not just forgiveness alone, you all. But as you are forgiving them, I offer you the power to tell them that you don't get to come into my future with me. Absolutely not. You distracted me, you discouraged me, you detoured me. You tried to break and scar me. You don't get to come into my future with me. I know we sometimes feel like I've just got to bring everybody along the journey with me. And we often talk about that, especially when we talk about billboards to better and how we're along and with our passengers and we're picking them up. And I know we sometimes feel like I've got to bring everybody along the journey with me. But I want to be very clear, very transparent, very direct tonight, because I deputize you to stop the car. And if you happen to be driving with any dream killers, any hope snatchers, or any belief blockers, I've got 3 words for you to give to them. Or really, I give you these 3 words. Put them out. Put them out of your car. Pull over tonight. Pull on the side of the road or the shoulder of the road. You can just slow down. You don't even have to stop, but put them out. And I understand that that's a challenge for some of us, because some of us have been allowing them to ride along for so long. And some of us, we've made concessions as to why they are some of our fellow passengers. Some of us are driving along with belief blockers right in our car, walking along with hope snatchers walking right beside us, moving along with these people right beside us, and we're making concessions for some of them, making excuses as to why we keep in our lives. I empower us tonight to pull the car over to the side of the road and put them out. Why is it so difficult for some of us to do that? We've allowed some of them to tag along, you all, because they're connected to us by blood. And you all heard me last week in some of my conversations. I talked about the difference between being connected by blood. That just makes you kin to me, but it doesn't make you family. And I say that because I know it's a challenge. I say that from a place of my own experience. Bringing folk along just because we feel obligated to, just because we share some of the same DNA. But I'm telling you this, if you mean me no good, you can be connected to me by blood all you want. I hope I'm empowering somebody. You all, I often say this, I'm just trying to help save somebody's life. If you are a dream killer, a hope snatcher, and you've been trailing along with me, sometimes we got to say this to people who are related to us by blood. I offer you all the strength to say this tonight. Say it to them. It doesn't matter that we're connected by blood, because you no longer can be connected to my soul, not and you're trying to kill my dreams. You can't be connected to my soul and you're trying to distract me. You can't be connected to my soul and you're trying to cause me these detours. You cannot be connected to my soul and you're breaking and scarring me every single chance you get. Tonight, I simply offer us the breakthrough moment of simply believing that better is possible and victory is achievable. This quote says, we are victorious not because of our behavior. And I know we've got to do the work. I know we have to work to make it happen. I get that. But think about you or maybe somebody that you knew who at one point never even believed anything, never even believed in themselves. Sometimes getting us to the threshold of believing is a chore. So this quote focuses on people who are dealing with that struggle, people who are dealing with that journey. They just don't believe in anything. And I say to them, I say to us, I say to myself, there are times when we are victorious, not because of our behavior, but because of our belief. You all be encouraged. Please take that and share it with somebody. Share that with somebody. And again, for everybody who tried to detour you, distract you, discourage you, and break you when it came to believing in yourself, you say to them, I forgive you. And you drive off to the side of the road and put them out of your car. And I know that's easier said than done. But as a family of fellow passengers, we empower each other to do that tonight. Somebody just write those 3 words in the chat. Put them out. Because maybe somebody's going to join the chat. Maybe somebody's in the chat now who's dealing with that. Trying to dream, trying to believe, trying to hope. And you got folk in your life who won't let you do that. You know, if the young folk said, who won't let you be great. You all just put it in the chat. Those 3 words, just put them out. Riding along in your car, they don't even give you gas money. They don't help you drive. Put them out. The only good and the only purpose that they serve in your life is to kill your dreams. Put them out. Put them out. I know it's difficult. I often have conversations with my mom about the difficulty of me having to do that. And I say to her, Mom, there's sometimes I just got to put people out. Because why, Cutler, can you say that? Because I would never put myself first until sometimes I have to put them out. That's just the way it goes. I got it. I see y'all just put it in the chat. Yeah, put them out. And maybe it's not for you all, but maybe there's somebody in your life who you need to give that chat to, who need to give that quote to, need to give them that mantra for their lives. Just empower them. You know, people come to you a lot of times and you look at them and you say, you're just carrying these unnecessary weights. You're carrying these unnecessary loads. Learn to put people out. And don't worry, because what I say is this, you all, just because you put them out, it doesn't mean somebody else is not going to come and pick them up and give them a ride to where they need to go. They'll get to where they need to go. Maybe, just maybe they don't need to be in your car. Maybe it is their journey to be in somebody else's car. Put them out. All right. I didn't say you couldn't love them, but forgive them and put them out. I got to get onto the quote. You all know, don't make me do this. I only have 1,800 seconds. So I need to get to the next quote. The next quote. All right. I need to get to this next quote, the one for November 1st. And it says this. November 1st says, I don't worry about not knowing the details of the story of my life, as long as I know the author and the finisher. I don't worry about not knowing the details of the story of my life, as long as I know the author and the finisher. You all, I was thinking about this, and I have to be very honest. If I would have known the details of my life, I probably would have aborted the mission a long time ago. That sounds crazy when I say it, but it's true. If I would have known the details, and y'all don't leave me hanging by myself with this one, please don't. If I would have known the details of my life, I would have probably aborted the mission a long time ago. if I would have known the headaches and the heartaches, if I would have known the hurdles and the obstacles, if I would have known about the detours and the potholes and the trials, I probably would have thrown in the towel long before the journey ever began. I had to laugh my way out of tears with that. I'm telling you all the God's truth. But I thank God that I didn't know, because in avoiding the heartaches and the tests and the trials, what I realized is I would have forfeited the wisdom and the strength and the endurance and the tenacity and the perseverance and the wherewithal to learn, to grow, to thrive, to fall, and to get back up. So what is this quote about, Cutler? It's about having faith. It's about being able to trust. It's about being able to persevere. There are some moments in life when you don't have all the answers. And I know in our quest for knowledge, we like to have all of the answers, but there are some moments, if we can be honest, if we're willing to be honest, you all help. I know it's true. I just need you all to chat with me. There's some moments in life when we don't have all the answers. In fact, there's some moments in life when we don't have any answers. Sometimes we don't have all the resources. Sometimes you don't have all the people, all the support, all of the strength. But this quote encourages us. You don't have to let that stop you. There are some times when we go out for a walk, or at least me, sometimes when I go out for a walk, I have no idea how long I'm going to walk. Sometimes I have no idea where I'm going to go. And it's like that in life. It's like that in life. Sometimes you don't know, but guess what, you still go. Sometimes you don't know, but you still go. One of my favorite songs, LaShawn Pace sings it. If I were in control of my life, I think that I would have worked some things out differently. There would be no hurt, no pain, no disappointment of my life. My life would be trouble-free of these things. And I'm telling you, so in terms of my, go and listen to it when you get a chance. Just go and listen to it. LaShawn Pace. It's My Times is the name of the song. And in terms of my life, I don't need to know the details. I've lived long enough to know that I don't need to know the details. Because I told you, had I known the details, I probably would have aborted the mission. I would have aborted the plan. I would have given up on the journey. But I've gotten to a point, you all, knowing the details and the plans, they just don't concern me. What's more important to me is knowing the planner, the author, and the finisher. There are some details that I just don't need to worry about. Think about it. When you get ready to sit on a chair, I know I don't inspect the chair. I don't inspect the chair every single time I get ready to sit down. I don't inspect my car every time I get ready to drive it. I don't inspect the remote control. I don't inspect the remote control when I pick it up. I don't inspect, I just expect them to work. And it's the same way with my life and with the God of my life. I don't inspect all of the details, but I expect God to navigate me through them, to take me over what I need to go over, to take me around what I need to go around, to take me through what I need to go through, to take me under what I need to go under, to bypass whatever I need to bypass. It's like being on a team. And no matter how big or small the team may be, you learn to do your part. And my part on this particular team of two is not to know the details on how I'm going to get there, but to just walk it out and know that I will. At this point of my life, I believe that wherever I'm going, I'm telling you, That's right, Tracy. Let's learn to expect, but not to inspect. And I'm telling you, at this point of my life, you all, and you all know this is faith-based. I come from you from a faith-based place, from a place of faith, that wherever I'm going, I believe God has already gone before me. I'm convinced that God, like the GPS, knows the best way for me. And may I suggest to us tonight, you all, that the best way is not always the fastest way. It's not. The best way sometimes comes with the detours. The best way sometimes comes with having to pay the tolls. The best way sometimes comes with taking the bypass rather than going directly through. I'm telling you all, he knows the way that we take. He knows the highways that we travel. And no matter what happens along the highway, you all, I'm telling you this, no matter for me what happens along the highway, he knows my steps, my stops, and my stumbles. So what does that mean, Cutler? What are you saying? I'm saying, so along the highway, if my tire goes flat, if the engine runs hot, or if I run out of gas, I'm confident that he has prepared a service station somewhere along the highway to offer me just what I need. And in the event that I have to pull over and wait for service to come, I am assured that I don't have to wait alone, you all. I don't know all the details, but I know the author and the finisher. And one thing that I do know is that he has promised me a finish that concludes with good and not with evil. You all are writing it. You're putting it in there. He's triple A. You're absolutely right. He's triple A and all those wonderful things that come along with it. Don't worry about not knowing the details of your life, you all. We don't know the details of what's going to happen every single day. We just don't know. But that doesn't stop us from going about the day. That doesn't stop us from preparing for the day. That doesn't stop us from moving along. Let's just keep moving. The author and the finisher. His wonderful thoughts of peace and not of evil. And to give us a grand and glorious end. I want to share something with you all tonight. By the way, those of you who are saying, Cutler, where's that book available? It's available over on Amazon.com. I've written 7 books and 6 of them are available over on Amazon. I'm looking down, you all, because there's a poem that I want to share with you all. And I honestly forgot which book is in. Isn't that sad? Y'all give me just a second. I promise you, I wrote the poem. I wrote these books. And I'm trying to remember, Lord help me, because I'm live and the fellow passengers are looking like, Cutler, what is going on? I got it. So when I say walking on blind faith and I talk about believing and I say, if I can just get us to the threshold, then we'll look out and we'll believe in the possibility of painting on an open canvas. I wrote a poem some time ago. I think I wrote this maybe it was my 50th birthday celebration several years ago. But the title of this poem is On the Precipice of a New Day. And I'll conclude our conversation this evening by reading On the Precipice of a New Day, which is found in this book, When I'm Overwhelmed. And I'll eventually get back to this because so many of you have said, can you please take us back through this book? Because we missed your journey through it. I promise you I will. But I want to share this with you all as we conclude this evening. I want to read On the Precipice of a New Day. Standing on the precipice of a new day, a vial balanced itself on a scale, partially depleted by the convoluted labyrinth that it had traversed. Complicated, but the scale indicated that it was fractionally unfulfilled. By stairs unnegotiated, mazes unnavigated, dreams unanticipated, desires simply unstated. Kneeling at the intersection of rhythmic laughter and tears with mixed raindrops, a translucent vial yielded the right of way to 1, 2, 3. Wait, do they see the vial? Confused, misused, abused, prematurely refused, where time completes and then deletes. frozen in a menagerie of manipulation and emancipation, a fragile, frigid, free vial. Melted externally, evaporated internally, punctured, ruptured, cultured, resculptured, a broken vial sat on a dial that kept spinning with no chance of winning its right to live, learn, laugh, or love. Catapulted with the inertia of sun rays along the trajectory of ancient days, a wise vial, immersed in solitude, in solidarity with all that was ordinary and extraordinarily human, humane, and insane. Perched on the clavicle of courage and the sternum of valor to see the sun lift itself beyond the horizon. Strengthened by the passion of its own vibration, a thankful vial reclined. Drenched in the humility of generations who had nothing, gave all, found everything, clung to anything that gave a glimmer, a glimpse, a glare, a glow of hope. Temporal hope, eternal hope, unrequited hope. Overflowing with confident insecurities, a tattered vial lay in the residue of yesterday's bath, trying to do the math, wondering how much mattered, how much counted, how many ways it could tip the scale for favor. How it could, it should, and would, how it would, could, and should just make it. Tired and weary, drained and dreary, a new and improved vial, a rebuked and reproved vial, a shuffled and removed vial, tarnished and scandaled, often mishandled, declared resilient by the years, 10 times 5, hoping to thrive, 5 times 10, wanting to live again and give again and again, but only to a friend, just this time one friend. A simple, single vial. Single but already divorced, defaced, devalued, devoid of comprehending the very thing that made it everything that was to become anything except the thing that it became. Assured, ashamed, content, contrite, but confident, fully confident. A single, solitary, thankful, mature, cogitating, confident vial meandered the corridors of life and found light in darkness, peace in chaos, purpose because of people, listening, learning, youthful, yearning people. A vial now fashioned by something greater than itself, filled, finally filled, began to empty itself, share itself, pour out of itself into other vials who stood on the precipice of a new day. You all, I want to thank you so much for spending these slightly over 1,800 seconds with me. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that you all allowed me to come into your space. Let's do what we do, y'all. Let's keep building community. Let's keep maintaining connectivity. Let's keep our heads up. Let's keep our hopes up. Let's believe in ourselves. Let's believe that better is possible and victory is obtainable. All right. Stay safe, stay sane. Know that from my heart to yours, there is and always will be so much love. Good night, everybody.